Cinderella Girl's 8th elections finally ended. An election with many surprises. Right now we currently lack human beings who can help us with their voice, and the other announcer broke his microphone by mistake. So today, BotP will be one who is going to talk. Well, let's start with the impressions of the latest results, because there is a lot to talk about. First, let's look at the idols that occupy the last positions. We can see that we have the usual idols that remain in the top 50, like Kyoko, Kanako, Kam, Rina, Ayumi, Yoshino, Kirori, Asuka, Shaoko, Ranko, Anastasia, Hajime, Mika, Maku, Anastasia, Erisu, Miho, Rin, and so are the 6 idols. And in the other side, which are the voiceless idols that continue to stay within the race? Makino Yagami, Shinobu Kudo and Nanami Aseri. The 3 have been getting closer to the precious top. Especially Nanami and Shinobu, who usually stayed by the 40th places. It is possible that next year Makino Yagami will have his chance. So, what have been the new appearances? First, Akihara Ikebukuro. She has had good appearances in the Mobage, which has given them a decent popularity. Then Takatoka Seonji, who had a good event in Sasu Cinderella Road. Then we have the case of 2 idols who would be participants of units, and many fans would like to see. Such is the case of Blue Napoleon with Serena Matsumoto and Hero vs with Reina Kozuki. What bad results have we had from this ranking? Personally, I think that Noah has been one of the most lost popularity. And it is not surprising considering that she has not had many participations, nor in the Mobage. Another surprise was to see that Momoka Sakurai has descended so much considering that she had a decent appearance in the game. What happened? For the specific case of Hinako Kita, Hotaru Shirajuku and Keiko Takafuji, who have descended after having managed to have voices. Then we have the great surprise of Reina, who for the first time enters the top 50. In part, I think that this is thanks to those small participations that she has had in the Mobage. For this year, we have 7 unvoiced idols that have entered within the first 5 positions of the 3 categories. That's incredible, since, in the 7th election, only 3 idols entered the top 5 positions in each category, leaving the opportunity to 4th idol to get a voice, Hotaru. However, that means that the possibility that all these 7 girls receive a voice is small. Even so, we should not lose hope. Finally, let's look at the top 10 positions. 10th place. Risa Motoba. Risa is also a member of U149, and Risa is also part of one of the most popular and consistent in content units, Beat Shooter. It is possible for a special event to happen with both of them. 9th place. Natalia. This is a special case, due to the advertising campaign she had. The idea was to hire the voice actors of the Metal Gear game to promote Natalia. Initially, this campaign had a great effect on all the fans. And thanks to the fact that the message was translated into Japanese, it had a good spread. After her first great success, she continued to apply the same idea with 2 other voice actors of the same. However, the situation changed drastically. The fans began to get bored and began to open the debate about which advertising campaigns should be carried out only with the effort and materials that the fans have. Apparently, there was a kind of fan code, in which fans should only participate by doing this with their own hands, as this shows the love one feels for their idols. If everyone did some kind of paid publicity, this may end up hurting the spirit of the elections. 8th, 7th and 6th place. Fumika, Mayu and Shiki. The 3 received great support by Derazoot players. Especially the case of Shiki and Mayu, who has been very popular with the female audience. And MAO fans are wishing to see her in a live stage. 5th place and 4th place. Yukimi-san, Joko Zuyusa. They were very close to getting a voice last year. And this time it was so much the support they had that they managed to get very far. 3rd place. Ryamu Yumimi. The great surprise of this ranking. I had not seen an idol without a voice reach that far from the Anastasia case, which happened many years ago. Ryamu is the first of the new idols added to reach the top positions. Her great impression that he had with fans for her design and personality attracted a lot of attention. And the desire to hear her voice. 2nd place. Hoyo Karen one of the favorites to be the next Cinderella girls. Apparently, there is a plan to want to make Triad Primus get the Cinderella girls title. Supposedly, the idea is to first support Karen and then start supporting Neo, since Neo's popularity is more easily expanded. Even so, nobody knows what awaits us next year. And finally, the first place, Honda Mio. The third member of New Generations has finally managed to be in the top. Since 2014, she has been struggling to achieve the coveted title. In fact, that year is quite curious, because that time New Generations was in the first 5 places. Could this be the year in which the idea of giving titles to units and not individual idols was born? Either way, it has been an amazing competition. Personally, it hurts a bit that Nanami dropped from the ranking, but the possibility is not zero. One conclusion from these elections is that the participation of players who are outside of Japan is much higher this year. In this second year, the influence of these votes has reached up to 30% of the total votes. This may have been more, had it not been for the season in which many accounts were banned. Thank you all for participating in this elections. Surely many of you have some personal thoughts about these results, so tell us what your impressions of these elections were. And see you in the next video.